you've suffered some disappointment recently with just the way different people and different political affiliations, organizations, church organizations, you've had to walk away. You've had to abandon those things because they just were complete and total disappointments, not what they were cracked up to be. And you've had to walk away from those things. And that's about leaving them behind. It's about work that you've done. And then the cards show a quick transition of moving on, moving forward to calmer waters. Welcome to D in Spirit. For this full moon, we are urged to take wise counsel. This is the tree spirit. And this is about not only taking wise counsel from other people, being careful where your counsel comes from. Our trees are older than we are. They've seen so many things. They are in spirituality like the elephant, that they carry long memory. So it's important that we look within for guidance from our intuitive voice, from the inner I am. And it's important that we're careful where our counsel comes from. Our next card is the Pink Fairy. And this is enchanted, and it's about color and joy and your childhood. And perhaps you spent time. That card for the tree spirit beckons to also spending more time in nature. And that also may connect to your inner child and the joy and simplicity of climbing trees. The joy and simplicity that you had as a child with these kind of scenes, if indeed you grew up that way, or had access to those things where some of your memories were formed with communing with the trees or spending time in green areas. And our next is the Dragonfly Elf, which is creativity. And this has a whole lot to do with creating a vibration within ourselves. So creating energy to do what we need to do, using color, using dance, using music, using different things like that to create the energy within us, to create this high vibration. And that really bleeds into the next card, which is our Knave of Wands. And this card is all about learning to control your energy, learning to control the spiritual powers that we were given, learning to master those things and gain control over using those spiritual gifts, using your intuition, using the gifts that God has given you to operate in the spiritual world as well as the physical world. And this is about taking control of that. Maybe that means learning how to meditate. Maybe that does mean raising your vibration. So there may be a connection between this card about learning how to raise our vibration and this card learning how to manifest our spiritual abilities, learning how to control them and control the energy that is involved in using those abilities. So those cards are really very connected. And then on an opposite spectrum, but equally important, we have our King of Swords, which is all about logistical planning, strategical planning, making sure that you have all of your I's dotted and your T's crossed. It is about doing some actual planning and strategic thinking around the situations that are around us today. So we don't just go into it. So these problems that we may be running across right now and that you may run across in your personal life, it is not that you're to just go into it spiritually, learn how to cast spells and go throw in. That's not the purpose. The purpose is for a balanced arena here. And that while at the same time that you're learning about the movement of your spiritual energy and your capabilities and your intuition and different things like that, at that same time, you're planning strategically and logically. You're thinking through things. You're not missing things. So that's also very important in the coming time period, that we master both of those things, that we attain a sense of balance where that is concerned. And the next card is our Seven of Swords. We should not be cutting corners. We should not be skipping things. We should not be taking unethical routes that are questionable. All of that also comes very naturally from the planning of this king. You don't skip steps. You're not taking the easy way out. And you're also being cautious about who you involve. You're being cautious very much in this card about the counsel that you take right now. And you're watching, you keeping your eyes open, because if you'll notice on this card, there's someone watching her. People are watching. And you're being careful whose counsel you take, because people are watching from behind the scenes to gain more energy for attack. And while she may seem aloof, this card urges us to not be, to keep our eyes open and know what's coming at us at all times. And then, as if naturally, going with all of these different cards and the learning, the learning to work our intuition and our energetic spiritual energy, learning to control and have some manner of mastery over that, because this card is very much about mastering that. And what do you get when you attain mastery of those things? Well, you become the High Priestess. You become the High Priestess. And so that's where we head with this set of cards, is our collective journey to reach this High Priestess state. On this card is trust your own counsel first. Listen to your inner voice. Listen to your intuition. Be careful the counsel you trust. You're going to be granted, with the High Priestess card, sacred knowledge. You're going to be granted secrets and mysteries and things that other people don't even believe exist. You will be granted the ability to see those things. So also wise counsel in that, and in becoming the High Priestess. Our collective is reaching this place because they're full of a thirst for knowledge and truth, which comes with our Page of Swords. It's curiosity, new ideas, a freshness of thought about things, and the willingness and ability to cut off that which is old, this young Page of Swords, and reach out for something new. And a curiosity how to make things better, how to start a new way that serves everyone better. Because you're that person, you've suffered some disappointment recently with just the way different people and different political affiliations, organizations, church organizations, you've had to walk away. You've had to abandon those things because they just were complete and total disappointments, not what they were cracked up to be. And that's about leaving them behind. It's about work that you've done. And then the cards show a quick transition of moving on, moving forward to calmer waters and on a victorious path with our Six of Wands. So you've had to endure this. You chose to walk away from this manipulation and misuse of power and mind games. This is not the first time we've seen swords reverse in our readings, and you chose to walk away from that. Whether that be in a large, broader sense of something, because these things, manipulation and mind games and abuse of power, they're happening in large places. They're happening in politics. It's happening in small businesses. It's happening in medium and large size businesses. It's happening in personal lives. It's happening everywhere, which is something that the Reflections on Theology reading really focus on, is our journey getting through that, because it's happening to everybody in many different arenas. And you've walked away from that existence one way or the other, whether it was a spouse or a job or an affiliation with a group. You walked away from it. You're having to start over. You are walking towards the Nine of Pentacles with that starting over. And that just doesn't mean money. It's not just about money. It's not saying you'll be rich. The Nine of Pentacles is about all sorts of abundance of resources and stabilities, stability for the future. It is about all kinds of things that feed into giving you time, giving you the resources you need to function in a long-term fashion. So money does come along with that. It could be that our entire culture, that things will come back upwards after they have gone down. But that has been shown. The Nine of Pentacles has also been shown as what we are to trust that is going to occur as we move forward, if we just have the faith that we will be given the resources that we need. This teamwork, collaboration, and learning implementing new things, skills, and long-term rewards is very much long-term rewards. That will bring us to it. This collaboration, this teamwork, coming together with other people who also walked away and making changes in our society from the ground up, because everyone has their own little place where they can feed someone else, take part in something. I've seen many people that are out there doing things that they wouldn't be my cup of tea, but I'm doing a thing that wouldn't be their cup of tea. So that teamwork and collaboration is going to get us all there, and it's going to give everybody the impetus that they need to keep going and the courage, and just really give us a little gift from God. And for me, these cards always are, as they lay out, promises to keep going, because they always lay out that way in such a beautiful way. And then I just happened to grab a biblical tarot card. I wanted to do one, and it's our Queen of Candles, Deborah the prophetess. And this is a special card to the channel. And so I, of course, grinned when I saw it, but very much a card of being a high priestess, of being wise, counsel. Deborah the prophetess, who became judge over Israel for over 40 years, wise counsel. So you see how these cards all laid out together, and I was like, I have to show this to my collective, because they really match so many of the readings. And if you didn't see the full moon readings last month, you might want to check those out. They were very interesting. This collaboration right here shows up in those readings. Yeah, many of these cards and many of these same themes, the theme of the council, the theme of the color power, the energy and vibration, so that you can raise your vibration using the things around you that are very much physical, but they raise your spiritual vibration so that it gives you more inner power. And then our high priestess, all these cards that you are learning to control, learning to have mastery over your intuition, over your inner knowledge, and hearing the voice of the I am. Mastery. Judge over Israel for 40 something years, 45, 46 years. And so now I did also do scripture cards. And if you don't want scripture cards, you can click off at this time. I'll see you next reading. If you do, stick with me, because these are great ones. And also some little happy, just loves that came with it. I always ask the Magical Mother, when I begin these readings, specifically the moon readings. This card points out how sometimes this scripture, how sometimes God puts the Magical Mothers in charge of certain things because they're better at it, like Mother Earth being the mother that tends this and nurtures this garden and makes decisions regarding the nurturing of this garden. It was Mary Magdalene and Joanna and Mary, mother of James, and other women that were with them who told the apostles about these things, being about Jesus actually being alive and not being in the tomb. That is Luke 24:10. God help me to be as these beloved women is the prayer that I put on the back. So understand the love and respect from God, because we are women, for those of us who are women. And if you're not, I know that if you're here, you love and respect women and you feel the same way about them, because it's the godly way to feel about our mothers and our wives and sisters and beloved women all over the world. The angel of the Lord, this is another very special one, and you've heard me say many times on this channel about the angel of the Lord that encampeth around about us. Their angels of the Lord encampeth around about me. The angel of the Lord encampeth round about them that fear him and delivereth them. Psalm 34:7. So we have a promise here with one of my favorite psalm verses about the angels of the Lord that encampeth around about us. It is more support that is being offered to us in this journey at this time. The Lord will bless his people with peace. Psalm 29:11. This Nine of Pentacles right here, with peace, with fruits of your labor, with sustainability and stability for the future. Forgive and you shall be forgiven. Luke 6:37. I could tell a lot of stories about this verse. But when the Lord throws it at us, or when I had it thrown at me, it's because we have to forgive, even though it's really hard for us, in order to attain this collaboration. We're going to have to do just a little bit of forgiving in order to work well together, in order to do what we need to do to attain this Nine of Pentacles, this stability. We have to learn to work with people that maybe we wouldn't have agreed with or talked to or anything before. But in order to find that peace that he promises us, we have to forgive, and then we will be forgiven. It's all right there. It's what's required. Job 27:4, my lips shall not speak wickedness, nor my tongue either utter deceit. This card was in our last reflection on theology. If you haven't seen it, it's from a couple of weeks ago. I'm not even sure the title. I'll link it in the description. But this exact verse was there at the end of that reading as well, because this is a group of people who will not respond to this situation by uttering wickedness or deceit. This is a group of people who are learning instead how to be different spiritual creatures, and learning how to control that energy, and learning how to feed it back into the world in a way that it grows a positive, that overwhelms the darkness. We are becoming high priestesses, learning how to function that muscle that maybe we haven't even practiced before, but now learning how to raise our vibrations. We are taking wise counsel and learning how to operate the spiritual world as well, so that we may fight back in a way that does not involve our lips speaking wickedness or uttering deceit. So this is our full moon reading. I've tried to make this one a little bit abbreviated because it helped me out today. You guys have a really good day, and I'll see you for the next reading. Bye.